Hello, everybody. How are you doing? There's so many of you here already. Hi, everyone. Let's see. Let's go in order. Hi, Shawnee. Hi, Sleepy. Hi, Rainbow. Hi, Bwib. Hi, Doodle. How's everybody doing? And hello, Al, flopping in. Um, let's see if anything breaks. I will do a stretchy. I love that. Thanks, Rainbow. Thank you. And welcome in everybody from Toasted Stars. I'm doing a big stretch.
Oh my god, why do you just
I will do sippy. Oh, I know what I forgot to open. It was my rewards queue. That's okay though. Compliment. I actually took care of myself. And I didn't come back until I really felt like I was ready, which was a task. I will also say I dealt with something that was really triggering in this past week, and I dealt with that so much better than I would have even a year ago. And I'm like legitimately proud of myself. I put that in my journal and everything. I said, I'm proud of myself. Hi, Tomato, and thank you for the follow, Tramal. It's good to see y'all. I missed y'all. Yeah, so I've been killing it, just in case you're wondering. And I will, okay, you're gonna get a third one because I just thought of another one. I haven't picked up my scab at all. Which is, like, I'm a skin picker. Like, that is a task. Yeah, that's part of it, Sleepy. Also, I will say one that I can like share with everybody that isn't an issue. I've been reading a book on PTS, like complex PTSD, and one of the chapters in it was really triggering to me in a way that I didn't expect. Usually I don't have that problem with books, but and it wasn't even one of the like scary stories that the author was saying. They were talking about, well, she was talking about one of the can my brain find words, please? One of the therapy techniques that people often use with CPTSD. I cannot say all of those letters right next to each other. Hi, Diavra! Which immediately got me thinking about how I would do that treatment. Which I knew, so I don't know how far into this I should go. Like, it's not that big a deal, but it is obviously triggering content because it triggered me too. But basically, without getting like super into it, you go back into a memory that was traumatizing for you. And you imagine somebody who is in your life now and you trust coming to save you. And so she was talking about I would say a much more dramatic incident than I have, but I knew exactly which memory I would pick. I knew exactly which person would come to save me, and I knew exactly what I would want them to say. And so I thought about that way harder than I should have. And I was like, oh, my heart rate is up to 105 right now. Perhaps we should calm down. Like, hey. But, yeah, I will give you details on that later, Cap. I can give you. And some of you, I just don't think it's something I should really talk about on stream. Because obviously, like, triggering content, and I can't warn you very well. Yeah, right, Tomato. I actually, now that you mention that, I hadn't thought about that. But yeah, a lot of my nightmares, as I get to people that I trust, there will be somebody who breaks into a nightmare and tells off the thing that I'm having a nightmare about. And it'll snap me out of it and I can wake up. Hi, Toast! Good to see you. Yeah, I was gonna say Cap is my nightmate, right? Pretty sure. And that's not scary. But yeah, so that's a few things. We built up some good stuff. I know you would, Shawnee. Thank you. And I know a lot of you, like, if I needed to, the one person that's been most traumatizing to me that is still alive, I would have an army rise up if I decided to go to battle for that, which I know a lot of my friends would happily help me out with that. So, But yeah, it was very interesting. The book has been very interesting to me as a whole. The author is kind of like a journalist more than a creative writer necessarily. Like that was their job focus, her job focus. I know her pronouns. I should use the correct ones. And so it's written very well, and in a way that even when it's difficult content, she often breaks the tension with a joke or a metaphor that you can latch onto and go hee hee about. So it's very well balanced, I think. Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, so we had some Stars was just streaming and doing demos. Did somebody use Stars as command? We should do that. I can do that. We love Stars. Stars is our favorite. Oh, Streamlabs is not on. Okay, that was something I didn't check. That's easy to fix though. What was I saying? There was somebody who, so Stars was doing Next Fest demos, and she picked great ones. I think I wish listed like half of them. And somebody came in and their first message was obviously a copy pasta of like, hey, I love your content. Would you check out my demo? And after I banned that person from Stars' chat, they followed me on Blue Sky immediately. And I was like, no, we're not playing that game. And I blocked them immediately. Yeah, exactly. I knew there was going to be stuff. Like, I'm not that concerned about it. Thank you, Shawnee. I know you would have, but since I noticed, I can do it. I just need to flip the little switchy, and then it'll be fine. It just unactivates if you haven't streamed in a while. Okay, should be good now. Yes, absolutely. Stars played a game that I think I would really enjoy, but it was, like, very frustrating for Stars. Which I did wishlist that one. Yeah, I blocked them before they could leave a comment on mine. Like, I got the notification and I was like, nah, bye. Because, like, aside from that just being rude and a bad way to promo stuff, it doesn't look like a game that I want to play. So, like, I feel like if they were trying to really get their demo out there, they're picking the wrong people, which means that they aren't actually doing good marketing. They're just, like, throwing a bunch of shit online and seeing what sticks. And I don't want to deal with that. Thank you, Shawnee. What else? We do have a new emote, courtesy of the lovely Rainbow. We have an Angie emote, which is perfect because that's the one that I use whenever I'm being a little brat. And it's beautiful and I love it. It's so perfect. Oh, I didn't add the updated, I'm writing that down. I brought my journal out because I knew that I was going to remember a bunch of stuff that I should do. So I will add it directly to my to-do list. I didn't add the updated fan art that Cap did for me to the Rolly box. Can I finish a sentence? Can I finish a thought? No. The answer is no. But Cap did update my little possum because my original idea was to have my possum be Funfetti Cake. And yes, have a good lurk, Grim. Thank you for popping in and taking care of me. But my original idea was like a Funfetti Cake. Hey, Peach. And so I've updated that a little bit, and Rainbow's emote is with the updated version. And Tomato actually is helping me a little bit to make a proper ref sheet. I knew what you meant, Grim. Which is not like a rush thing or anything, but I asked Tomato with my big pouty eyes, Tomato, would you please help me? And Tomato said yes. So, let's see. Ooh, that's another thing I should do. I'm just gonna add things to my to-do list where you can't see it. I hope you enjoy that stream content, because that's what you're getting. I will also say that Doodle was in here and may still be lurking. I know that they're at work, but Doodle does really cute commissions too, and you should hire Doodle. I will say, if you guys want a little sneaky peeky about something, I did mention that near the end of the month we are doing a tipathon for my stream anniversary because we missed it last year because I just wasn't on top of it, which is fine, not a big deal. But we are doing something this year. We're gonna do a tipathon, and I'm already working on goals and ideas. If you guys have ideas for what you'd like to see, please let me know. I will add it to my little brainstorming sheet. Brainstorm sheet. Sure, let's say it that way. BP! Oh, yep. Have a good lurk. But one of them I talked to Doodle about yesterday because I had a brainstorm. Like a brain flash. Lightning in a brainstorm. And one of the, like, giveaway goals is going to be a Silly Billy commission from Doodle. Which, if you guys haven't seen the little Silly Billy, it's amazing. How many possums do I have on here? A lot. Look at all my possums. Look at me. The one with the popcorn is the one that Doodle did for me. And there's also cap art and tomato art and Bwib art up in the corner there. I just keep adding stuff. Oh, that would be great, babe, if you're up to it. Also, not a big deal. I think you know that, and you're gonna be like, oh, but I want to. So yeah, it's great. But Doodle does really great art. Also has a really cool Etsy shop where they do like gemstone and wire trees, which is super cool. So you should check them out. They have, I know. See, I knew you were gonna do that. I know that they are working on scheduling their surgery, which is the reason that they were raising money. So if you have money to give Doodle now, it would be a great time. Which is part of the reason why I was like, hey, if I paid you to do a Silly Billy, would you be okay with me like auctioning that off in chat? Honestly, Tomato, that's often how it goes, so I think you got the vibes correct. Because, like, for the original possum that Cap did for me, which is, this one up here, like, right above me, he didn't tell me what he was doing. He just messaged me randomly and was like, what's your favorite outfit? What's your favorite dress? And I was like, why? And he was like, just tell me. Like, okay. And me being me, I gave him like 4 options. And that's the one he picked. This is actually, so this brown dress, that's in all of these ones, is the only piece of clothing I've had that still fits me from high school. Because it was so stretchy, because that was kind of like the vibe at the time, was like really stretchy, like peasant style clothing kind of a thing. And that's that, and I still have it. It does not fit the same way that it did when I was in high school, but it does still fit. We were just talking about that on Sleepy's stream yesterday. Yes, the cardigan is so good. So the cardigan is actually art that I made that Cap turned into a cardigan, which is incredible. It was such a good detail. We love pasta. Yeah. Get your foods. I also didn't put my phone in streaming mode. I will do that. I say streaming mode. It's not like Discord or something. I just have a focus that doesn't give me certain notifications because I get distracted and I forget what I was doing. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys need to know? I don't know. Yeah, paper do that. I will say, well, happy Pride. I will say that Twitch didn't let me put I'm back and gayer than ever in my title because Twitch is homophobic, actually. But I am back and gayer than ever. Hi. And this is the, I think I've shown you guys this already, but this is the, Sticker Club sticker for this month. And there's still time. You can sub to that up until June 31st, or June 30th. There is no 31st. June 30th, and I will send this to you in the mail. Yeah. I do think I will give you guys a little sneaky peeky again. I do think I'll do some giveaways for this one during the Tipathon, because it is a Patreon exclusive for at least a month. But I think I'll give a couple away just because it's Pride, you know.
I'm escaping to the
Nice.
one place that hasn't been
I think
corrupted
I have one
by
that's not in
capitalism.
packaging out here too. Yeah. So it's got some nice hollow on here.
Space.
Orange, you got it.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism.
Where's my regular paper? There it is.
Space.
I haven't been out here like at all because sitting
I'm
up has been
escaping
uncomfortable.
to the
So
one place that hasn't been corrupted by
orange.
capitalism. Space.
So I don't remember where any of my stacks are. I also moved a bunch of stuff into my room, so that, like my paint palette and stuff, so that I could work on this. And then I got like the base colors down, and then I was like, I don't wanna. Hi, Doodle. Yeah, I do little origami stars. And then when we fill the container, it's gonna do a giveaway for one of these keychains. I also might give away some of those during the Tipathon because I have some Pride colored ones that I think people might like. They are kind of a pain in the ass to ship, is the only reason I might not. But it's on the... I know, right, Toast? It's so funny. Little paper star for Toast. Into the bucket. Ah, fair Doodle.
I'm taking a nap!
You want to take a nap?
I'm taking a nap here.
Okay, take a nap right there then. Good night.
Good night.
That is honestly how I felt while I was healing a lot. But yeah, so I got the underpainting done for this, and then I never worked on it again. Because, I don't know, I've realized that I've kind of Pavloved myself into only wanting to be productive when I'm streaming in paint-wise, because I usually do, like, the physical painting and save that for stream, and then I will do the, like, background stuff, off stream, because you guys can't really see that, because if I, like, digital art and stuff like that, because if I do that, my computer will explode, and we learned that firsthand back when I used to do digital art when I first started streaming. But I will show you my other Pride thing that I'm hoping to get done and printed before the Tipathon, which would be the 23rd. But I've been working more on the Pride mushrooms that I mentioned. Here, let me scoot that over so you can see the other one. I've got 3 more that I want to do, and then I will need to print and laminate and cut them. But I think I can manage to do that. I also need to print and cut the stickers for July's Sticker Club, because I already know what I'm doing for that too. But yeah, so I've been working on these. So these should be coming soon, hopefully before the end of the month. Yeah. Yeah, Doodle can't hear me, but Doodle and I were talking about doing some co-working this week, and I was like, I need to get these frickin' mushrooms done. But I didn't show them to Doodle. So yeah, those are those. I'm really pleased with the trans one. Like, I thought that was so funny of me, because I picked a mushroom that's called, like, egg and nest fungus, and it's like, it looks like a little nest with eggs in it, and, like, the trans egg joke there, right? I was very, very pleased with myself about that. Do I have anything else? I don't know. I think that's mostly it. What have you guys been doing? What's been up with you? Oh, I didn't bring this spray bottle out here. That's okay though. I also don't know where I'm gonna start with this because I've been having it sitting here for forever. Hi, Felts, good to see you. You will also see this weird like blobby here. Now that I've pointed it out to you, you might not have noticed before, but you sure will notice now. There's some scratches, like there's damage on this paper that I don't know where it came from. So it's gonna be difficult to deal with and not make it look super weird. Yay, Rainbow! I need to do that too, because I didn't do it usually, like at my usual time. Oh, that's exciting, Sleepy. That's always fun. Oh, that's also cool. You'll have to show me what you're doing for quilting, Diabra, because I also do quilting. But yeah, I hope everybody's been doing good, having fun. I think I remember the next step I said I was going to do on this to myself. I think I wanted to add some darker purples in here, because this all is shadow, but we need some more depth in there. I was going to say squishability, which I guess that works too. Yeah, that'd be great, Diabra. I would love to see. Yeah, I saw that you had a headache, Tomato. I'm glad you're feeling better. The smoke and even just like pollen season can get really bad. I also have been dealing with sinus issues that give you a god-awful headache. Purple, that's what I was doing. Yeah. I got those fucked up white people sinuses. You guys have heard me talk about my best friend before, who passed away. But he always joked that sinus headaches were a white people disease, and I thought that was so funny. One of his sisters got a sinus infection, and he was like, I didn't know you were white. Oh, okay, Rainbow, that's great. That's super helpful and fun. What a turd. Okay, let me zoom in on our little paw here. This is probably... Oh, I didn't bring out my tester sheet, but that's fine. Because we do need to get some more depth in here, so I think this is the call. That's so stupid. I could not... I'm too anxious, I think, and too, like, schedule focused to sell stuff on Marketplace. I think I would actually implode. Because, like, you guys know me. If the schedule changes, I am going to have a meltdown, actually. Which is, like, there are a lot of neurodivergent traits where I'm just like, yeah, I just need to accommodate myself a little different. But that one is just so fucking annoying. It's so frustrating. Because, like, it's not like anybody is doing anything bad to me. They just, like, their day changed. It's not that big a deal. Oh, good, Peach. Have a good nap. Well, sleep, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's fair, Rainbow. But still, like, you said it had been sitting there for a long time, so you were excited to get rid of it. So that's frustrating as hell. Maybe I should have wet this area before I did this, because we're gonna have like pretty intense hard lines. Oh, nice, Doodle. And yeah, correct. The company will not look after you, so don't look after the company. If you guys didn't know, I hate capitalism. We were talking about something yesterday, and I don't remember what. About the capitalism being annoying. I mean, I guess I'm always kind of talking about capitalism being annoying, so I don't know if we can really narrow it down.
Capitalism sucks.
Yes, exactly. Capitalism sucks. I'm still so pleased I got Matto to say that. It's so perfect. So
I'm
good.
escaping to
Yes.
the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
Although Elon has kind of been trying to
You're
shove
doing great,
capitalism
sweetie.
into space. Thank you, stars. This kind of does this a little bit. I think I probably need to extend this shadow out from here too. A little bit. I actually might. I think I told you guys this last time, but it's been a while. This is actually taped onto a different acrylic board than the one that is just like my streaming surface. Because I was like, I'm probably going to do a bunch of hair texture on this, so I'll probably want to work on it. More than just on stream, but I don't know that I'm actually going to do that, judging by the last couple weeks. Oh yeah, all good, Sleepy. I know you're working. I mean, not all good because you have to partake in capitalism, but I understand. You know. I really, other than the mushrooms, I haven't done much art. Because I was resting. I did play a lot of video games.
Capitalism sucks.
Hell yeah, it does. Yeah. I'm not saying that, oh, I didn't get any art done. I'm just like, I don't have much to show you guys because I was just existing, as you do. Surgery went fine, by the way, if you couldn't tell by me being here and it not being an issue. I did get a diagnosis, and I'm not going to remember the correct word. I also wanted to deepen this up. I remember now. I don't remember what the word was. Adenomyosis? Something like that.
I'm
But it,
taking a nap.
You want to take a nap?
I'm taking a nap here.
Okay, take a nap right there then. Good
good
night.
night.
Good night.
Such a mood. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Talking about surgery, but surgery went fine. Nothing scary happened. One of my incisions is taking longer to heal than it's supposed to. But I think that's just honestly like looking at my healing process because I'm just kind of an anxious person. I take photos of like my bruises and my incisions from day to day so that I don't convince myself that they're getting worse. So looking through those photos, I think the issue is that the surgical glue didn't hold my skin together the way that it was supposed to, partially because of the hypermobility skin. So it kind of popped open sooner than it was supposed to, but like it's fine. I'll have a pretty intense scar, but who cares? But it's healing better now. It's just taking longer than they thought, which is part of the reason why I was gone longer than I might have anticipated. But all good. I'm just kind of like getting back into the routine now because I was really stir crazy for a while. Yeah, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was Cap. I was talking about my belly button because they did 3 incisions. So there's one on either side of my stomach, and then they did one through my belly button. So there's just like a little incision at the bottom of my belly button, and there's stitches, and one of the stitches has, because it's dissolvable stitches, one of them has come undone and is poking me. And it's really annoying. and I deserve a medal for not having poked at it a huge amount. Um, but I was like, I'm trying so hard not to pick at my belly button. And he was like, oh, don't mess with the cute belly button. And I was like, I don't know that it's as cute anymore with the huge ass scar in there. And he was like, it's just storied. And I thought that was really funny. I have a storied belly button, you guys. But I do think I need to come up with some like really funny story for the incision on my right side, like the one that's being a pain. Not like a literal pain, a figurative pain. Because I do nude modeling, right? So when summer is over and like the regular classes start back up, everybody is gonna see it. And they aren't like, it's like against the rules to comment on my body, but I'm friends with some of the students, and I did mention to some of them that I was getting a surgery. So it will be funny to have a big story. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I got surgery when I did, was because I planned when I was going in for surgery around when commencement was, so I knew the semester was going to be over. Because I didn't want to have to miss work. Okay, that's already better. Yeah, I don't think that one would work. I think I could go with like, I don't know, got stabbed by a piece of rebar or something, because it is a very circular wound. It's like an oval. It's not this big, but that's the kind of shape that it's got. It did for a while there, like, it was really like full on a hole in my torso. It looked like I got shot or something. These edges are too intense. You need to calm down. I just got a message from Cap. Yep. I saw it pop up. Yeah, fair doodle. I just live someplace where there are actually bears, so people kind of know. Oh, that's so cute, Cat. Thank you. Oh, I like that one, Tomato. A little bit rainbow, yeah. Alien. I want to see the quilt photo. Oh, that looks great so far. Yeah. Oh, you pick such cute fabrics too. That's awesome. You look like you've done a really good job of keeping your seams really straight too. I always have problems with that. Because, let me tell you, you get those things off by a little bit and it throws everything off and it's the worst. I will add the updated one to my scroller too, since I have that. I didn't say specifically which piece of art, I just said update it. Okay, what else? Yeah, it's always fun. Like, I'm like, when did I make my first quilt? Actually, I think I made it in 2nd grade for a project. And it was just like a little one. But my grandma did a lot of quilting until her rotator cuffs gave out, basically. And she got wrist issues. That's the word I'm trying to think of. My word recall has been like really bad lately. Which is, again, not an issue because I got brain for gore disease, but it's something that ends up frustrating me a lot. I don't know that I should really put these dots down now, but I'm going to because I want to. Wrist use, yeah. You have to tell us what you're playing, Cap. That's the law that I just made up. I helped Cap unlock all of the starters in his terrarium yesterday. He might be shiny hunting a starter. I also am going to do a little bit purple on the nose here, I think. Like so. That will be like, this is just an underpainting, just to be clear. I don't know that I said that fully. I'm just doing bright colors because I know it'll make it look more lively once I put the realistic colors on top of it. I do have another blue area over here that I need to add. Probably. I mean, I don't need to. That was intentional, so there's a pencil line there. So if I don't cover it, it's gonna annoy me. But I am putting the color of 2 months over this. My patrons were like, do whatever you want. So we're still working on Salish Sea, which is what we were working on last time I streamed too. Oh, I didn't bring out that the other painting I did. You guys saw me do this one because we did this one on stream, the giant emerald millipede, for the bug stickers. But I also did a painting of a specific kind of ice cream that's like that bright teal color that I used to get when I was a kid. It wasn't around very long, but it has embedded itself in my consciousness, clearly. Partially because it made you shit green for a couple days because the dye in the ice cream was so intense. But me and my mom really liked it. But I did a painting of that, but I did it in like my little sketchbook, so it's back in the other room. What else? I think maybe a little bit right over here. Yeah, exactly, tomato. But my guess is that that's part of the reason why it wasn't on the market as long. Was because parents were like, what the fuck? Although I did grow up really in the era of weird colored foods. Who remembers green and purple ketchup? There was also Shrek branded green ketchup. But that was not the original green ketchup. Just in case anybody's wondering. Okay, I think that's mostly solidified. I think those shadows are good. I guess I could add a little bit of purple through here, but I don't think I need to. Yeah, that's fair, Kveld. Part of it too is that like a lot of the dyes that the US use are banned everywhere else. I mean, that's just how you are, Cap, and it's one of the reasons that I love you, so there you go. Yes, I remember when the cupcake phase happened. Wow, that's wild to me, Kveld. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. America is really the land of excess. We want a lot of options, even if we never touch most of them. It's like, what is it? Baskin Robbins 31 flavors is one of the like main spots. Well, main ice cream franchises, I guess is a better way to put that. I'm really tempted to do the whiskers now, but that is not the correct choice. I need to do that when we're done. Yeah, that's fair, Doodle. See, I like having an option of some stuff, but other things I just get the same thing every time, you know? Ooh, yeah, you'll have to let me know, BP, how it goes and what kind of new stuff there is. Okay, what direction do I want to go with this now? I do think that I want to do a little blue bobble over here. That's fair, Felds. Yeah, there are some things where I want the decision, and there's some things where I don't want the decision, like, at all. And there is no way to tell which is going to be what on any given day. Especially because, like, doing art is just making a bunch of decisions where people can see you. And some days I get really exhausted doing that, and some days I don't. So. I want this to be not very dark. I also put down, I'm sure you guys can see that, but there's masking fluid around the air bubbles in this, which I'm really excited about. This is based off of a photo that I took at the Alaska Zoo, and it's one of my favorite photos I've ever taken. This one, and then there's another one of the same otter with his face looking at you. Depending on how this goes, I might paint that one too, I'm not sure. But I also have an idea for a painting that I want to give to my doctor who did the surgery, that I think we'll work on next. I just need to get the sketch laid out. I have a pretty good idea in my head of what I want it to look like, but it's gonna need to be some more specifics to get it done. Yeah, exactly, Tomato. For surezies. Okay. I need to let that dry for a little bit before we start doing other stuff. But the Salish Sea color is going to be for the water. So I might do that first and then work on the otter. The bubbles and the whiskers are going to be last for sure. I did also paint over where the claw is supposed to be right here, so I'll need to mess with that a little bit. Maybe I'll do that now, so that while we're letting it dry, that can do all of it at once. Oh, I don't need everything to be the same. I don't like that. I will show you in just a moment, Doodle, because I do have it up as reference on my side on my iPad. And I will show you that. I also, if you do !Flickr, I believe no E in chat, it will take you to the Flickr where I have a bunch of my Alaska photos, and you can look at those. Although I haven't really done proper photography in a long time, but I was pretty active about it. Oh yeah, go for it, Sleepy. So this is the one that we're actively working on right now. And then there's another one that's very similar, but it's with the otter facing you and coming from the other direction. And I don't think I saved that one in here, but I can probably do that.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Thank you. Here we go. Here's the other one. And that's the other one we might do. I asked Sleepy their professional furry opinion on which I should do. Because I like both of them so much that it's hard to pick. Like, they're both really good. And I just enjoy them. And Sleepy was like, I don't know how to pick between those. And I was like, you're supposed to do it for me. That's why I asked you. Well, you can see it again, Cap. Sometimes you just want Sleepy to be closer to the top of your messages, and that's perfectly allowed. Oh, I did mention when Doodle couldn't hear me, but Doodle and I are planning to do a fair amount of co-working this week. So if anybody else wants to jump on the co-working train and we can all work together, we could do that. Yeah, I really like them both. The paw is really fun. But the one where he's like smiling at you is also very good. Oh yeah, Shawnee. Good luck. Trying to mod on mobile is a nightmare. That's how I started modding. Because I've been modding on this godforsaken site for over 10 years. And that was before there was a mod view. I will also point out. So I was modding in chat entirely with chat commands on an iPad for a solid 5 years. So I put in my time. Oh, that's so funny, Cap. Okay, I didn't fully lighten that up, but it's lighter than it was, which is fine. I might... Okay, that's what I did. Okay, so there's some masking fluid over that claw right there. I was thinking I might do some shading on the claws, but I don't know that I want to do that quite yet. Decisions. Conversation question, you got it. If I can remember where I put those. There it is. I almost dropped the entire deck of cards. That's why I made a weird sound. Yes! That's exactly it, Kat. I haven't watched that Robin Hood in a long time. I can tell I haven't been talking as much. I always talk so much during stream. Buddy. I also haven't been shuffling cards much. Holy cow. I stopped doing my journal while I was healing just because I did not have the energy to deal with it. And once I got back to it, I stopped doing my daily tarot card draw just because I didn't want to reach all the way over to grab my tarot deck. Alright, BP, would you like left or right? I will let you pick. But that means I haven't been shuffling cards literally every morning. Alright. Oh, these are some hard-hitting questions. I'm going to read you all 3 of them. Should parents introduce their children to a religion or let them figure it out themselves? Is our first question. That one's pretty hefty. The second one is, for what episode in your childhood do you probably owe your parents an apology? Another difficult question. And the last one is, would there be any benefits to being in prison? I will say I have thought about the prison one before. Because, as previously mentioned, I'm a very schedule-oriented person. And there is a very distinct schedule in prison. So I think that would be okay for me on that regard. Once I got into the pattern of things, I think the schedule part would be good for me. For the other ones, anybody can answer these, just to be clear. You can answer whichever one you want. Feel free. The point is to have a little discussion about it. But yeah, exactly, Tomato. I think the way that the prison system is now, my biggest issue is that I wouldn't be allowed to read as much as I wanted, because a lot of prisons now have books to rent by the page. Which is ridiculous, and the amount of money you have to pay to get the time with the book is way more than any prisoner ever makes. Because the US, like many things, has turned the prison industry into a business. So, yeah. Yeah. Prison here bad. Yeah, I will say the same reason that I'm very schedule oriented means I also have a lot of food icks, which would probably not be very good for me in prison. Because because like you either eat the thing you get or you don't, and those are the options. Unless you have somebody giving you a lot of commissary funds, which again, the U.S. has turned prisons into a business. Because you sure as shit do not get enough money as a prisoner to afford a lot in there. Yeah, that's nice, Tomato. My mom was very religious. Like, my family is much more. Yes, Rainbow, good point. A lot of firefighters during LA fires were prisoners and did not have a choice about being there. Same with a lot of, like, low-paid factory work. So, generally speaking, if you get something that's mass-produced in the US and it says made in the US, that product was made by prisoners who are getting paid a couple cents an hour, because that is the only way that slavery is still legal in the United States, is if you have committed a crime. Yeah, so not great, America. One on a long list of things that are not great here. But my family was really religious, and my mom was very involved in the church. When she was in her 20s, she kind of like went through a huge amount of different Christian sects to decide which one was correct for her. And so I was raised in the Pacific Northwest Methodist Church, which, as far as Christian churches go, is very open, especially in the Pacific Northwest, and is not is very accepting in general. So they don't necessarily have a problem with gay people, stuff like that. So that was fine, but I definitely went through my confirmation knowing that I did not believe any of it. It was just expected for me to go through my confirmation, because I'd been in the same church since I was literally 6 months old. And part of my family had actually helped build the church that we went to. So it was not something I particularly believed in, but there were a lot of good things about being in a church. Like, it's a good way to have a sense of community and have people to help take care of you if you're in a bad way, you know. But yeah, exactly. It's like this, you need to give children an out so that they are allowed to think for themselves, I think, is the major thing, which a lot of parents don't like to do in general, not just religion wise. Because a lot of parents really have kids because they're supposed to, and they don't actually want a person. Because you made a whole ass person. You need to accept whatever that person becomes. Otherwise, you aren't a good parent. You know? Which is a problem in a lot of different fields. Not just religion. But, like, if you're having a child to have, like, the social status of having done the correct people thing, or if you're having a child to be like a prop in your life, that is not the right way to go about it. You're making a whole ass person who is going to have their own thoughts and opinions and interests and quirks, and you need to be able to accept that, otherwise you're a shit parent. Yeah, that's fair, BP. I think part of that for you specifically is probably that a lot of religions are tied very intensely to the culture that they came from. So you have a lot of cultural norms and cultural heritage that is directly related to a religion. So if you are teaching your child your culture, you are also teaching them your religion. Which is very important, and religion has been a very important carrier of cultural knowledge through the times, especially, for instance, Judaism and Islam are big ones. The issue comes when you have something like Christianity, and Christianity is not the only religion that has done this. They're just the most heinous about it. I don't think you have, BP, at least I don't know. But Christianity has been forced in a lot of different cultures that their cultural norms were changed because of the way Christianity was quote unquote introduced. It was not really introduced, it was forced. Which is not huge, crazy different knowledge. Oh, okay, BP, that makes sense based on what I know. But yeah. So I think religion can be an important thing to teach people as part of your culture and to teach them, I think, injustices, especially with Christianity. Teach them what kind of biases and wrongs have been done in that religion's name, to teach them how to take care and be understanding and good person. So I think introducing religion is different than forcing religion, and a lot of people don't really understand that difference, which makes it bad, you know. Yeah, good point, Cap. I think, actually, now that you mention that, I think we talked about Ramadan once, GP. Now that I remember that. The second question is, for what episode in your childhood do you probably owe your parents an apology? I will say a silly one. I should apologize to my dad for constantly stealing his scissors. I am a scissor hoarder, and I have been since I was a small child. I see a pair of scissors, I grab one from wherever, which often was my dad's desk because both me and my mom were very disorganized, and I would take the scissors and then forget to put them back. So when we were moving houses, I found approximately 23 pairs of scissors in my bedroom, and most of them were my father's. I was a little scissor gremlin. So I will say that one legitimately could stand an apology. But I think in the lines of injustices that have been done in that relationship, I don't think I really need to apologize for jack shit. I will say there was one time too where I said something that I knew was way too mean to my mother. I said it on purpose to hurt her. And to be fair, I was 13, and being 13 sucks. Like, it sucks. And I said something that I knew was way too mean, and I should not have. I did apologize to her, but I would apologize again for that one, because that was... my mom went to college for theater, and so she did a lot of like mask making and stuff, and I had a school project that, like most of my school projects, had been shoved to the side until the last minute because I have undiagnosed ADHD, and because she had done all that mask making stuff, I was trying to get her to help me make a mask, because we had one hanging in our house that was made from leather that she had made in college. And she was frustrated with that, and I was like, well, the plastic one we got isn't going to work for what I want to do. And she's like, well, you need to figure out something else to do because this is due tomorrow, kind of a situation. And I said, well, you'd think you could do something with your degree. And that was not a kind thing to say. And I knew that it was not a kind thing to say when I said it. I made the decision to say that to her. Yeah, that was bad. And yeah, she got really upset with me. Which is valid. I think that is correct. But she shouldn't have needed to do my homework in the first place. I'm the one who had put us into that position by waiting too long to do the project. And I did end up just making do with what we had, but yeah. Oh, that's so cute, Rainbow, and so on brand for you. My little brother used to wake up at 2 a.m. every single night and go into mom and dad's room and wake my mom up. Because he wanted to hang out. Which is just freaking adorable, unless you're the one getting woken up at 2 a.m. Okay, are we dry? Dry enough. That's fair, Rainbow. Time is scary. That's so true. Do I want to do the water first? I think yes. because that's going to be kind of a pain in the butt with this. How do I want to do this? I think I want to clean the palette first. I think that's our first step here. Man, I'm thinking about random childhood things now. Thank you for bapping me. But did you all ever have a nap so intense that when you woke up you thought it was morning? Because I definitely had one of those when I was a little kid, and I came downstairs, and I think it was my dad asked me if I wanted a quesadilla, and I was like, quesadillas, like in my head, I was like, quesadillas for breakfast today rocks, and it was actually just dinner time. I just had slept so hard that I had no clue what time it was. Oh, yeah, Rainbow. That's such a hard thing when you get worked up about you should be asleep. It's like impossible to actually fall back asleep. Yeah, sometimes you have a little Rip Van Winkle nap and you wake up and you don't know where you are. You know? Okay. I want to put water on this first. Actually, BP, that is on the list of things to do. I just haven't had the appropriate amount of money to pay him yet. Which will happen at some point. But that is the plan. I also wanted to get the Funfetti design kind of solidified before I did that, because I did want my little cherry, you know? But yeah, I had that idea like approximately 3 seconds after Cap gave me the art of the possum the first time. So same brain, BP. Oh, actually, can we get a shout out for BP too? BP streams now. I should add that to my list. Make a little custom. Yes, exactly, BP. Okay. To be fair, not a huge amount of people put cherries on a cake, but that's fair, Doodle. Yeah, you're perfectly allowed to say my parents don't deserve an apology. Fuck off. They should apologize to me. That's a perfectly valid way to answer that question. Absolutely. Which is kind of, you saw Cap saying that I shouldn't apologize to my parents, specifically my dad. So, thank you, Shani. Yeah, I get that for sure. and we can swap traumas at some time, Doodle, because yeah, I have some big ones. Oh my God, it is BP. You're right. Nice. Garlic bread. I haven't had garlic bread in a really long time. Maybe I'll make garlic bread sometime. Yeah, exactly. I was like, we can swap these if you want. I always warn people before I dump mine though, because like I'm not private about my big capital T trauma. Like, I'm fine with telling people about it. It's okay. But it is triggering for a lot of people. Even if you haven't had that kind of thing happen to you, it's triggering in a way that makes people angry for tiny me. So, which actually is related to the like therapy trigger that I had the other night. I'm glad, BP. I do worry about you. I know you, similarly to me, are a gift giver. You like to give people little things as signs of affection. I did paint over that too. That's like here. Well, I don't think I said specifically, but I kind of chose to do all of the background underpainting in cool colors and the otter in warm colors. Hi, Roy. Good to see you. We could get a shout out for Roy too. Roy also streams, which I did not know before yesterday. Um, yeah. I mostly do watercolors anymore. I'm actually trained as a fiber artist, but I do digital too now. Which I can show you guys my little mushies again. Yeah, that's fair, Roy. Streaming is a lot of work. And especially if you like a river otter specifically. And I will show you the picture that we're painting off of after I get this down because I don't want really distinct lines. Thank you. It's based off of a photo that I actually took at the zoo up here a long time ago. But it's one of my favorite photos that I've ever taken. It's so cute. I had a sentence that I didn't finish. Oh, I was gonna say, especially being a teacher, like, it's so hard to have time for, like, literally anything else during the school year because so much is expected of you. As, I've mentioned before that my best friend who passed away was a middle school English teacher as well, which is what Roy does.
Go piss, girl.
Oh, okay, I will take a break after I get this background done. Yeah, it keeps you really busy. I think the good thing about this being on the board is that I can just turn it around. Oh, I'm not a teacher, but I will say that I was planning to be a teacher for the majority of my life. I actually started my college going for an elementary education degree, and then I swapsied. I will say, because I was planning to work with like first and second graders. I like the little kiddos. But I will say that a lot of that kind of like preparation and planning how to work with kids has come in handy a lot as a mod on Twitch. And also a streamer in general. Because, like, a lot of what you learn to do with kids is redirect things in a way that doesn't feel like a redirect. And that comes in real handy. Hi, Potato! Good to see you. Potato also streams. We could get a shout out for Potato. All the friendos are here today. Shawnee's already on it. Good work, Shawnee. I love you. But yeah, I worked a lot with kids when I was growing up because I was planning on being a teacher. And then I got to college, and the guy I was dating, his parents, like, despised teachers. And the longer I dated him, which I should not have dated him as long as I did, I shouldn't have dated him in the first place, honestly. But the more I listened to his parents go off on teachers, I was like, I cannot deal with parents. I love kids, but I also, like, aside from that situation, a lot of the kids I worked with before, you can see how parents are traumatizing their children. Really clearly, especially if you have been traumatized as a child as well, because you have, like, a radar for that shit that is really intense. And being able to see that and not having any recourse to fix it would have destroyed me. Like, I don't know how I would have handled that. And I'm really glad I realized that issue. Like, even as mentally unhealthy as I was then, I was like, I could not do this. So I'm really glad that I did that before I got, like, a teaching degree and tried to actually teach. Yeah, the parents are really the hard part. Kids, easy. Kids are easy to deal with. Because they're just, as long as you treat them like little people, which they are, it's fine. Like little people who haven't learned how to regulate their emotions yet, which, like, same bestie. I also want to lay down on the floor and cry right now, but we have to get it together. And why don't we try to eat a snack and maybe we'll feel better? You know, like they're just little people who haven't figured it out yet, which totally fair. Yeah, exactly. They're just weird little guys doing their silly little things. Yeah, I definitely like the first and second grade age specifically because they really are starting to figure out who they are. So they're figuring out what their likes and their dislikes are aside from what their parents have like instilled in them or are having them do because the parents are interested or think that's what their kids should be interested in. So they're like figuring out if they're just a little sassy person or if they want to be really funny or if they want to do a lot of art and what kind of colors they really like and that kind of stuff. But they still are like very affectionate. It's a really nice age to deal with. And I have a lot of great memories of working with kids. I have not very many great memories of working with kids' parents. You know how it is. Okay, BP has declared that I must take a bathroom break. But first, I will show you the photo we're working off of. So this is the otter photo that I took at the Alaska Zoo that we're working off of. And then if I get this done and we have enough time, I also would like to do the other photo that I took of this otter, which is this one. So yeah, we'll see what I can get done. Because I think I did this painting a lot bigger than I normally do. Specifically because I'm trying to push myself a little bit. Because I mostly work really small, and I think that I should try and do bigger stuff because that's going to be a bigger draw to sell, especially if I start doing markets up here. Because I made a friend who also would like to do markets, so we're probably going to gang up on it at some point. Yeah, BP. They have like way different expectations. That's totally fair too, Doodle. That's why I don't like working with babies. Like, there's too many smells and possible leakage situations, and they can't tell you what's going on, you know? Like, they will tell you the best way they know how, but that is not a way that I necessarily understand immediately. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick BRB, which means I'm gonna run some ads. Don't look at them. We hate capitalism here, and we shouldn't let the ads win. I still get the money for the ad if you aren't looking at it. So you could even mute the tab and walk away, and it would be fine. I would still get the money, and Daddy Bezos could pretend like he's actually doing something. I would suggest that you also take a break. You could get up and do a little stretchy. You could get a drink or a snack or a little treat. I would definitely suggest you look at something that's farther away from your face than your screen is right now, because that's good for your eyeballs. And then we will meet back here in about 3 minutes, okay? I'm back. Are you back? You might be. I know you're back from ads at least. Me just staring at this like there's something I want to do to it and I'm like trying to formulate it in my brain. I'm not getting there super quick. Thank you. That'd be cool, Roy. It's really fun. Like, oh, yeah, you were asking. Potato does a lot of animation, and so does Rainbow. I feel like they'd be the people to ask for sure. I use Procreate. So the animated emotes I have are just on regular Procreate, not Procreate Dreams, which I have tried. Oh, it might have just like reset. I think my chat disconnected and then reconnected. What was I saying? I did use Procreate Dreams. That's what I used to make the little queso animation that Lib has for one of their bit redeems. And I didn't particularly like it. It might be better for people with more animation experience, but I'm kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, there was a point in my life where I didn't have the correct software to make GIFs of like TV shows or something. And so I was doing like the really fucked up way of doing it where I was taking screenshots of whatever I was trying to make a GIF of and then putting those in order for an animation. Oh, the animation for the getting a croissant thing. I wanted to eat a croissant. Croissant! That one. I did that animation. I think it's like, last time I looked it was like 106 or something like that, Bit Redeem. Yeah, exactly, Tomato. It was so unintuitive and I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. It was so confusing to me. But I do really like Procreate. I use that on my iPad. And that is a paid one, but it's a one-time pay. You don't have to do like a subscription or anything, which is nice. And I use that for like all of my digital art. I really like it. If you do a lot of text though, that is not a great option. Because their text is like way behind the times. That's fair, Roy. That's fair. A lot of artists use Apple stuff just because the Apple Pencil is so good. For a while, Procreate wasn't for anything but Mac, but I think they might have expanded it. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Clip Studio Paint is another one. Which I think they rarely do lifetime licenses now. They mostly do a subscription service, is my understanding. If I'm incorrect, somebody can correct me. But the last time I looked, that was the deal. Yeah, my dad isn't an artist either, but he uses that to do like his crosswords and stuff, and my brother uses it for like, oh, is it still Mac exclusive? Okay. They were talking about expanding it, but maybe they just never did. I also got a snack while I was up, so you guys get to listen to me too. You're welcome. I'm saying, oh, my brother uses it for notes for school too. Yeah, I do think that Apple is, yeah, fair, Sleepy, fair. Like, Apple is definitely shysty, but I don't think they're any more shysty than Microsoft is. It's just like in a different way. Oh, okay, Rainbow. Because I know there was some sale, and I did get the lifetime license to CSP, but it's not for the like mobile quote unquote version. It's like the downloaded one. But yeah, which is good. I'm glad they listened at least. I'm so tired of subscription services. Yeah, exactly, Cap. Well, I mean, anybody can fuck, Shawnee. Only Max can have children, I guess. Yeah, cool. Yeah. But I am actually getting, when I get a PC, once I get my studio downstairs set up, I am going to run Microsoft on that because there are a lot of better options for streaming through Microsoft than Mac. So I think having a combination of both will be really good for me because then I can do everything that I want to do. Oh, that's wild, BP. I'm glad that it still worked. Like, I'm streaming off of a Mac laptop. She was not made to do this. She is suffering and she's trying to breathe so hard. Yeah, that's fair, Roy. That's fair. Because really you don't need to spend a lot to do, like, art. You can do whatever you want. Fun fact, you can do whatever you want forever, especially when it comes to art. Which is why, this is a little bit of a tangent, which is why it's so stupid for people to say AI makes art accessible. Like, just tell me that you've never given a shit about disabled people before. Yeah, for sure, Roy. That makes sense to me. I think I want to do another layer of this color back here, because I do want this to be significantly darker than it is in the actual reference image. But I think I want to do some blooms on the spots where there are highlights. Because, like, we've got a little bit of it up here where you can see this kind of, like, feathering. And I think giving that texture to the background will feel very artistic. Yeah, they have gotten a little better, BP, for sure. But, like, the screen mirroring stuff is kind of a pain in the ass. So when I first started screaming, yeah, it did make me scream, to be fair. When I first started streaming, I was doing digital art once a week, which meant that I had to have my streaming software open and QuickTime open and buy a third-party thing so that I could capture my iPad without doing the screen mirror. And my laptop couldn't handle it. There was one stream, I think the last stream that I did digital art, where the drawing that I was doing was a solid 4 minutes behind being captured. And it made me so mad. And I think that was the last time I did digital art on Twitch at all. Once I have, like, an actual desktop that is built to do streaming, I will probably be able to do that again, which will be nice. But, hoi. Until then, I will be doing that off stream. Thank you. I may add a little bit more Prussian blue to this to make it darker. Because the background really does not need to be super defined, sharp, however you want to say that. It just needs to feel like water. That's really our focus. Oh yeah, that's a good point, Tomato. Yeah. I think figuring out, like, what kind of animation you want to do will probably help you narrow that down quite a bit too. Because, like, figuring out, like, your style or whatever will, for animating, I'm sure will help a lot. Just like any other art medium. Because it'll help you narrow down. So, like, I don't use text for my stuff, which is why Procreate is good for me. I hand letter everything because I'm a weirdo like that. I think the only times I use actual text tools is when I'm making, like, the infographic that I made to say that I was coming back to streaming, kind of a thing. I'm gonna get this edge pretty wet. We're gonna edge this wet. You're welcome for that. And then I'm gonna figure out where the highlights are on this. We've got kind of like a big highlight through here so that I can do some bloom. So I'm just putting plain water down where the watercolor is wet, and it'll push the pigment to the edges. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not legally allowed to talk about that on stream. It's against TOS, but good call. There are some like very high highlights in here, and I don't think, to be fair, this is not me being mean to myself, but I don't think when I did the background I did a very good job of leveling that out. But that's fair because I was recovering from surgery and on pain medication at the time, so you know. But we can carve that back out. That's fine. I know how to do that. Because if you let edges of watercolor dry, it will leave like a very harsh line, which sometimes is good. So like that purple here was on dry paper and it's a harsher edge. But if you're doing like a big background and you do that, you end up with lines where you really don't want lines. And it annoys me. Although it's not particularly difficult to annoy me, honestly. Never proclaimed to be not a bitch. This is just a fact. But those are just like rocks in the enclosure, so I don't think they're super important, and they're super out of focus in the photo anyway. But I think giving something in there gives the painting itself some more depth. I'll probably do some darker blue like through here too, just to add to that. Also, this the masking fluid on here has been here for a really long time, so we might have some fun getting that off of the paper. So we'll see. Hi, Lapras! Good to see you. How are you doing? There is a brush here. Here we go. Good luck, BP. Why did I not? I don't know why I did that. Probably because there's a bubble there that I didn't part about, and I was like, oh, well, I can just do it here and I'll remember. Never count on you to remember nothing. Because for the most part, I did the air bubbles with masking fluid over them, which is just like a liquid latex that you can put down and then peel back up so that you can have the paper white preserved. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Lapras. I know that. I know that feel for sure. Obviously a bit of a different situation from yours, but similar enough. Oh, you're going for your GED. Good work and good luck on it. I know GEDs are like really intense. I'm just gonna do some like random blooms through here because I feel like it's watercolor, so if you just let the water do whatever, it's gonna make some cool patterns. Will be fun. I think also doing some up here where the water line would be good. I did make the water line a little bit more distinct because I liked the way it looked. And you can tell by the light reflecting how wet this paper is right now. Got water, boys. Let's see, we've got a couple more kind of highlighties through here. Oh yeah, it sucks, Lapras. Yeah, I have not had to deal with that in a very long time. I think the last math class I took was in 2009. I mean, I managed to do math alright for what I needed to do, but definitely not the quadratic formula. I'm not a math person. Oh, that sucks, Doodle. Like, I'm glad you're going to go get it fixed, but it always sucks to have to, like, try and get something. Yeah, actually, VP and Lapras, I think you two would get along very well. You're both just kind of like shy, anxious sweeties. I've known Lapras for ages at this point. What, like 6 years? Something like that. Which in like internet Twitch terms is basically 300 years. I think so, Lapras. I mean, it's whenever you started joining Jix streams regularly, which was a while ago, because I've known, well, you know the situation, we won't get into it, but that's like 7.5 years for Jix specifically at this point. This looks so much more vibrant in person. It's really rainy out, so I'm not getting as much natural light as they usually do. Okay, I do think adding some Prussian blue to some of the shadows down here will help this out. How's that? Good luck! Okay, so I did use some Prussian blue in the underpainting, so this isn't like suddenly introducing a bunch of different pigments. But I do think that adding just like a little bit of a darker near the bottom will help separate it from, like, lift the actual figure off the background a bit. But I can tell I haven't used my palette in so long because I'm getting like chunks of watercolor, which is fine. I'm actually kind of vibing with it. But... oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel you, Doodle. They had to ask me like a million questions. I'm saying this because it will be useful to you when you do surgery, probably. But I had to answer a bunch of questions about anesthesia that involved heartburn specifically and gastric issues. So figuring that out before you have to do that is probably like the right call, even if it sucks. I was apparently like a great candidate for anesthesia. Like I didn't have any of the things that would have caused extra issues, which was nice to not have to worry about that too much. That's pretty good. Actually, I think I said this, but if I decide to do the other otter, before we do that, there's a painting I want to do for my doctor who did my surgery. And I want to get that done before my last post-op appointment, which is the 30th, so like the end of this month. So we'll probably be working on that next. Yeah, that's fair, Doodle, and that sucks. I've been under twice, so for the hysterectomy and then again for my wisdom teeth. And for the wisdom teeth, it was like the actual being under part was not an issue. The issue was I was the last appointment of the day, and so they let me leave the office way before they should have. And I like half collapsed in the parking lot, and my poor mother had to like half drag me to the car. And I do not remember the ride home at all. We passed an off-ramp, and I remember this really specifically, but we passed an off-ramp. It was about 15 minutes from the doctor's office, and I remember seeing that exit, and then they'd given me like one of those little plastic bracelets that said wisdom on it, which is so stupid. But I saw the bracelet, and I was like, I don't remember getting this. did I steal this? And then I don't remember anything again until like 3 hours later when I woke up on the couch. Apparently, my mom had to have my boyfriend at the time who was living with us carry me up from the car because I was just out. So that was not a great experience. The one for the hysterectomy was great. Because they did an IV for my wisdom teeth, and then they did they also did IV during the hysterectomy, but first they knocked me out with gas, which is pretty standard. But the anesthesiologist, made a bunch of nice jokes. I'm actually planning to make a sticker of one because I thought it was so funny. And basically they were like, all right, you're gonna feel sleepy. And I was just kind of like staring at the ceiling, and I was like, I should just close my eyes because whenever I pass, I shouldn't be trying to stay awake just to see what happens. I should just close my eyes. And that's the last thing I remember was actively choosing to close my eyes. And then I woke up in the other bed where they were letting me, wake up from the anesthesia. But really, it's not super scary as long as you're honest about, especially like how much alcohol you drink and stuff like that, because it will really change your metabolism for that stuff. Oh, interesting, Rainbow. Oof. Yeah, my veins roll really bad. You know what, BP? I guess I didn't tell you guys this. I am going to Canada at the end of July. So I am going to feel sleepy. I'm gonna hug Sleepy so hard because I'm stopping by Sleepy and Tomato to hang out and slap Sleepy around a little bit, probably. But yeah, my veins roll really bad, so I always warn people before they're going to stab me, but I'm very familiar with the stab and dig. That's definitely a thing that I've had to deal with a lot, which sucks. It's also worse if they've told you not to drink any water, because dehydration makes your veins smaller too. You gotta make your veins nice and juicy so that they can get penetrated. You're welcome. I will do that, Cap, I promise. Yeah, Reichveld. It's so funny. Actually, for my wisdom teeth too, like they shoved the IV in me. And I was like, oh, in the movies they tell you to count down from 100. So I'll do that. And I didn't even start. Like, I just had that thought, and then I woke up in my house. Okay, I do think I need to lift up some color where that claw is supposed to be, otherwise I'm gonna forget that that needs to be there, and then I'll be angry with myself later. So, how? Yeah. Ooh, I should move this so that I don't shove random colors on here. I'm checking to see like if my water is pigmented enough to make a color, and I think we're okay. Yeah, I apparently woke up very easily. The nurse, because they have you in like a room full of people waking up, and there are just like curtains in between you, and there's a nurse assigned to each person waking up. My nurse apparently said that I woke up really fast and easily, and when he called in to be like, oh, yep, she's good to go, he made sure to tell the people on the other side that I was compliant and something else. What was the other one? Compliant and a delight or something like that. And I was like, I'm winning at being a patient, something that's both normal to want and possible to achieve. I don't remember exactly what that word was. I know that I said it in like a number of, like, I think I said it on my like Tumblr and stuff. But I don't remember exactly. I know, me too, Tomato. Yeah, that's such a mood, Doodle. Alright, yeah, good to see you, Lapras, and good luck with your maths. But yeah, if I can't make every single nurse laugh at least once, I'm failing at being a patient. And I succeeded very well with that during the short hospital stay. One of the nurses, as I was leaving, because they like wheeled me out in a wheelchair so I wouldn't aggravate my incisions more, and because like you're still a little woozy, you know. But as I was leaving, one of the nurses was like, "You look great," and I was like, "I do not look great. I was just in the bathroom because I had to prove to you guys I could piss before I left this place, and I saw myself. I do not look great. Thank you, though. That's very sweet." And I have the odd feeling a lot of that was just because I was so nice to all my nurses. I also, I do this when I fly too, but I took a I took note of everybody's names who worked on me, so that I can send them a thank you card because I'm that person. And like I mentioned, my anesthesiologist made a joke that I think would make a good sticker, so I'm probably gonna make those and send them in with my thank you card. Because I'm just like that. The last time I went to the ER when I broke my ankle, and the two guys, it was like 1 in the morning when we got there. I do not send a letter to the pilot, but I do, specifically for airlines, I don't send a thank you card, but I do always do the survey that they send you, and I list the attendants who helped me by name and say that they did a really good job. Because that will go into their files and probably increase the chance that they get a pay raise if they're up for one. So I'm always careful to be cautious. Yeah, exactly, Rainbow. I do always say thank you and good morning, and I always make eye contact with them while they're doing the little safety demonstration so that they can see I'm a good passenger. But when I broke my ankle, we were there at like 1 in the morning. And it was not a busy night in the ER. And the two guys who were doing my cast had never done a cast before. And so they were both like really nervous about it. So I was like, it distracted me and it was great. So I was joking with them and trying to make them comfortable because they were freaking out way more than I was. But I made little paintings and sent them both. So the if you guys have gotten one of my thank you postcards that I send with orders, the ones with the roses on them, I have one that has blue roses. That's one of them, and I scanned them. And then the other one was green roses, and we used that as the thank you for, like sending to people after my mom passed away. So people who came to the ceremony or who gave us food or stuff, we used those as thank you cards. Yeah, Ferrickfelds. It is a fairly different kind of system too. But I do try to make sure that people know that they did a good job and they were appreciated, you know. It does take a little bit extra effort, but it's nice to do and it makes me feel nice, you know. Putting some more good into the world. Because you know, it's just like retail work where most of the people who fill out the surveys are doing it because they hate something and they're being a bitch. So it's nice to kind of like try to level that out by doing something that's like, these people were great. I know that I complained about this a fair amount on various places and to various people, but when I had to go in to do pre-testing before surgery, my doctor hadn't sent over what they needed to do for my pre-testing. And so the nurse who was put in charge of me was like calling the doctor's office and calling the doctor's office and calling the doctor's office. And she kept coming out to make sure that I knew she hadn't forgotten about me. and stuff like that. And so I made sure to email the like contact for the hospital saying that this person did a very good job of making me feel cared for even in a difficult situation, kind of a thing. And they replied and they were like, "We'll make sure that she hears that and her boss hears that." And I was like, "Thank you." Yeah, BP. I just think it's nice. Like, it's not necessarily common anymore to do proper thank you cards, but I do think that it's a nice thing to do. Ooh, yeah. I keep seeing funny Father's Day cards, but I don't send Father's Day cards. Although I will, like, wish Cap a happy Father's Day because he deserves that. But for the most part, I do not partake of the Father's Day. Okay, I do think that I got teal maybe a little too close to the edge here, but I don't think that's going to be a big issue. You guys could not see even remotely what I was pointing at. Hell yeah, Doodle! High five in trauma. Yes, I think that's fine for you to say to me. I mean, we have joked about Cat being daddy a lot. Hi, Tens! Good to see you! I will say that I don't use that term specifically, but the vibe is there for sure. Okay, what am I doing? Because I do think, I've said this before, but I do think Cap has like the original Daddy Dom vibes versus what it has become online. Where it's like he actually wants to take care of you, it's not just calling somebody a name. Oh, good, Rainbow, I'm proud of you. Yeah, you can see this like really dark spot here is where there's like a scratch in the paper, and there's like not much I can do about that really. But I don't think it's as obvious in person as it is on the camera, which means I am going to have to mess with it when I scan it, but I can do that. I know how. That's fine. Yes, you do, Cap. Very true. Me just staring at this like, what do I want to do next? Oh, true, Rainbow. Yeah, and that's smart to do, for sure. Good luck, Shirley. We love you. Poor Shirley. She's having a time. She gets to go on a little vacation. It's kind of like a spa retreat, right? Going on a cleanse, something like that. I did not teach Rainbow how to do pivot tables. I did show her my pivot tables and was like, you don't need to worry about this, but this is something you can do, and we can cover this if you decide you want to do it. Because I definitely did a call with Rainbow about setting up the spreadsheet. I could say something in response to that, but I don't think that that's appropriate to say on stream, actually. I was like, I do have a sassy response for that, but I don't know that I really want to say that right off. I think I need to decide what colors to do for the otter next, because this is just like the underpainting. And I need to figure out, I do think that maybe starting with the paw pads is the correct choice. Because those are staying pretty pink. I am making those more pink than they are in the reference because I want to, and it's my art and I make the rules. Yeah, it's so much easier if you do it a little bit at a time than like panicking at the end. It just makes it so much less stressful. Especially for like self-employment, because it's a fucking mess. You have to remember so much shit. And like, with aside from just self-employment, being like an artist, you have multiple revenue streams that you have to add up, and it's just like I don't want to do that though. So much easier if you just do it at like partially, you know? Yeah, I've connected the dots. You didn't connect shit. Oh no, you mean the Charlie one. Yes, that too. Me just going through my Rolodex of memes in my head. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that one is Charlie from Always Sunny. I remember that. I don't know what browns I want to do for this, honestly. Why did I put that color there? What is that's never mind. I answered my own question, I remember. Yeah. I usually like put the little bits of math that I need to do in like my journal or something and then make it nicer and put it on a different sheet because I am like an organizer. I need to organize things like 3 times before I feel like I've actually done it. I do think that we're getting pretty good on this, but I might go find somebody to raid and in stream because I'm at a good stopping point here. And it'll be I might test some different browns off stream to figure out what I want to do with this because the original reference photo, the otter itself is pretty blown out, so I'm gonna need to make like a lot of decisions about what colors I want to use for this for the top layers. Ah, good for you, Potato. I do think that that's a valid reward. Yeah. About the taxes. Like, still. I'm excited to see you, Potato. It's always nice to see your stuff. Yeah, I think we're at a good stopping spot. I just need to figure out what browns I want to use. I think maybe I thought about this already and pulled stuff aside and then moved it around and forgot. This is probably burnt sienna is going to be a good one. I have burnt umber in my palette here, but the burnt sienna is one that I have in the other room. Because I am going to want to make him like really warm colored so he stands out from the background. Yeah, and to be fair, I will say, to be clear, I'm not feeling tired or anything. I just think that I'm at like a good stopping spot that makes sense. I'm gonna take a little progress photo here. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. I missed you guys, and it was good to, see everybody eagerly coming back to see me. That was very nice, and I appreciate it. Let me do a little look-see and see who's online. Wednesday! Okay, what time Wednesday, Doodle? Because I'm doing a morning stream, which would be like afternoon for you. So maybe we can go raid you afterwards. Yeah, I do like the like bright colors. It gives a lot more depth when you do like an underpainting like this, and it makes things just like fun to look at. I do think at some point I could do like just crazy colors like this for something, but for these specifically I'm planning them to like sell to tourists. And tourists tend to like the more realistic stuff a little bit. And we do already have somebody who's an Alaskan artist who does a lot of really brightly colored watercolor of Alaska wildlife. And they do it better than I do, because that's like their whole style that they've been doing for years and years and years. So, oh, that's fair, Doodle. It does get hot there. I'm doing 11:30 my time on Wednesday, which is 12:30 Pacific. We'll see how long I can do 3 streams a week. I'm gonna test it out and we'll see. But I feel like having more stream times so that I can do little bits of work instead of feeling like I need to do so much work all the time, and the couple of times I'm streaming will help my mental state. Let me see. I think it's really funny because I like recognize some of these usernames and I know where they came from on my following list, but I also see people and I'm like, where did you come from? Whose host is that? I don't remember. Yeah, I was like, I don't remember which time zone that is. I'm usually pretty good at time zones, but I forget sometimes, like, where the lines are. Let's see, Goose is live, so we could go get Goose. I believe I added you last week, Tomato, because I was looking at my list and I realized that you were on there, and I was like, what? Why did I do that? Which is also why Doodle had VIP for their first chat in my stream. Let's see, Doodle's live. Lavinia is also live. I haven't seen Lavinia in a while. And I'm probably not going to stay very long. I'm probably going to dip out. Yeah, of course, Tomato. Doodle is special, and Doodle does good art, and is just a cool person. What are we feeling, guys? Do you want some Mystria, or do you want some Slime Rancher? Oh, good, BP. Get appreciated, nerd. We like Mystria? Okay. I do really like Goose, and Goose is definitely a friendo. That was not what I meant to click, but sure. Yeah, that's why I'm making you guys make the decision, Potato. Yeah, I do really like Goose. Goose has really fun, if you haven't been with us to raid Goose Town before, Goose has really fun kind of chaotic ADHD energy, which I know y'all love because you're here, but is also a very chill and thoughtful person. So I think it fits all of our vibes pretty well. Oh, that's great, BP. Yeah, we all neurodivergent folks flock together. Same with trauma people, and those often overlap because our society traumatizes all neurodivergent people. Just in case anybody needed one last call out before we leave. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm gonna swap over to the ending screen because that is what is happening right now. Right? Goose just has like really nice energy. I really appreciate them. Thanks, Diabra. And yeah, I'll be excited to see how that goes. I'm excited to see how you do with it. Because the actual quilting part is the part that I hate the most. The binding specifically is like, I don't want to do this. But yeah, so Goose is just a sweetheart and just does have very good energy. I think that meshes with this group really well. And does do like tarot draws and stuff on, I think they do Saturdays tarot draws that always like fucking read me for filth. The last one they did for me almost made me cry. In a good way. Cry positive. Yeah, it's good to see everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. It's always lovely to see you. And I'm glad to be back to it. We are going to do some more streams, so I will be back on Wednesday and then again on Friday. And soon we will have a tip-a-thon because my affiliate anniversary is this month, which is basically my stream anniversary because I got affiliate in 6 days. Because I fucking killed it. Really, it's because I for Scotland rated me like on my first stream, and so it bumped my viewership up enough to get the average to the right spot. As yeah, it was technically 6 streams, and the only reason it counted for 7, which was the original requirement for affiliate, I believe they've changed that, is because one of my streams rolled over in UTC. So it counted as 7 for the algorithm or whatever they use. Yeah, we love I haven't been there as much, but I would like to pop in there more often. Hi Sleepy. Yeah, I did a little bit of a shorter stream just because we're at a good stopping spot, so. And my boyfriend's home from work today, so I can go hang out with my boyfriend. Shawnee has posted the raid commands in chat. The first one has an emote that you can use if you are subscribed to my channel. The second one has emoji that you can use anywhere on Twitch, no matter your subscription status. Please copy and pasta the one that is relevant to you if you will be joining us. And no worries if you don't want to join us, that's fine too. Do whatever you want to do, what's best for you. Me too, Sleepy. I'm glad to see y'all. You guys are like such nice energy, and it's always nice to do a little stream with my pals, you know? Let me actually put the raid through. That would be a thing to do. What's my spiel? Do I remember my spiel? Thanks for being here. Thanks for being nice to me. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourself. Remember that you're loved because I love you. And if you can't take care of and be kind to yourself or yourself, please do so for me because I think that you're awesome and deserve nice things, including from yourself, even on the days when it's really hard. So let's work on being nicer to ourselves and work on growing. And then we can meet back here and talk about all our victories. Like I said, I will be back on Wednesday, so I will see you. Oh, is Rainbow doing meeps? I thought Rainbow was not streaming today because she's sending Shirley off. I'm pretty sure that Saturday Among Us was the last stream. Yeah, okay. I was like, wait, do I get more Rainbow? Because I am definitely going to miss Rainbow. I sent that message to her on Saturday, too. Okay. Yeah. You know what I didn't do is pull up the stream that we're rating. I can remember how to do things, probably. I did remember to mute the tab, but it does make my computer lag really bad, so... Yeah. But I'm sure we'll all run into each other, other places on the internet before I stream again. Because we all run in the same circle, pretty much. Alright, bye!